New on Curiosity Stream.
From time to time, we have collisions between asteroids and the Earth.
We track them, we study them, we hope the big one never comes. Don't look up, it's Asteroid Rush. And alligators. They rarely get sick. They even outlasted the dinosaurs. Could they hold the secret to human longevity?
Their blood could have antibacterial applications.
Wade into the investigation on immortal alligators. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to season 17, episode number 3658. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. Montgomery! And you are the Men's Room. On tap today, once again, we play Big Dummy. Ted's Meat and Potatoes ranks the top McDonald's dipping sauces. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, Men's Room Shout of the Day, fundable listener emails, and everyone's favorite TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
All right, here we go. A husband buys his wife a lottery ticket to cheer her up, and she hits for $50,000 in cash. Meanwhile, a woman walking down the street minding her own business went into her face a whipped cream pie did splash. Maryland officials feel the need to probe the death of a man who lived with 124 poisonous snakes. It sucks when your car is stuck at 83 miles per hour and you can't put on the brakes. And a convenience store in New Jersey is busted selling $250,000 in drugs. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, today is the day that we play Big Dummy, the game show that rewards you for your stunning ignorance. And here's how it works. You call us. We will spin the category wheel. You got to know that's the cue by now. Hey, come on, man. I've been doing this for years.
Had a long night.
I know. I understand. We will spin the category wheel, and then we'll ask you a question from that category. But here's where Big Dummy separates itself from your average, more reputable game show. We will continue to ask you questions until you get one right. Because, as always, we want you to leave here smarter than you showed up. Now, so far this year, our biggest dummy is a 5-way tie between Skylar, Noah, Richard, James, and Scott, all of whom thought OnlyFans sold HVAC equipment and found a way to answer 9 consecutive questions wrong. Can you do better? Well, of course you can. Everyone else has. So give us a call, and off we go on Big Dummy. Big contestant to play Big Dummy. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Hold it, y'all. Away we go. I think. Welcome to season 17, episode number 3658. What a larger than charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. That is a fact. Exciting day. Head chef is back. Ted's Meat and Potatoes ranks the top McDonald's dipping sauces. You don't think this is a big deal till you read the stories about people who don't get their dipping sauces. Damn right. They come back with a gun. You know? And McDonald's, you'd have to think out of all the fast food restaurants, they probably have some of the more iconic and better dipping sauces available in the fast food world.
I mean, I think so.
They're bringing back, what is it, the Szechuan. People are excited about it for a limited time. Yeah, of course. Just for a limited time, yeah. So if you like it, it's coming out. But you've got, who ranked these bad boys? What, do you know? It's just based on...
it's a good call.
Based on
Not
consumer
positive.
love.
Yeah. It's at the top of that article, Miles. I read all the sauces. Didn't really go over that part.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
What is an extra
I'm
sauce?
still dealing with idiots on Twitter.
What's
Is it the biggest ass? Or who's the biggest ass? Read the effing question.
Jesus. It's going to be a fun day.
I feel it.
Head chef.
I feel it.
Yeah.
That was right. It's just ranking the sauces.
What's an extra sauce cost? I know you get like one free sauce with a 10-piece or a 6-piece or whatever.
Because people freak out about
an
that
extra
too.
sauce.
But McDonald's, to their credit, they're pretty good about hooking you up with sauce.
Okay.
There's other places that get really stingy about it.
Sure. I think my favorite still, and no disrespect to McDonald's, is just unique, and they don't have it anywhere else because the roast beef is the Arby's horsey sauce.
I love that stuff.
I do too. That's one of my favorite. And I like the Taco Bell hot sauce.
Everybody does.
As
I will say, Taco Bell gives out sauce and it's nothing.
They throw that stuff in your bag.
Make it rain. That's the one place where I'm like, I don't get the super spice one, but like, I'll take the hot.
Yeah, because they have two more above it.
Yeah, so as I'm saying, their hot isn't that hot. It doesn't say. I don't know, Miles. They're ranked.
Exactly.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, who did the survey?
I don't know either. That's why I asked. Head chef coming up with Ted's meat and potatoes. Also, today is the day we play the game known as Big Dummy. And if you listen to the Odyssey app and the Men's Room Happy Hour, you know for a fact that every Thursday we do a little dirty Big Dummy.
Yes, we do.
So I flipped the script again. And this week we have one name that is not the name of an actual porn star.
Okay.
So, for an example, okay, Mud Pig. Is that an actual porn star?
I hope so.
Mm-hmm. There's also...
that sounds bad, dude. Don't say that.
Oliver Mist.
Oh, no.
Porn star or not? I feel your unit.
Ophelia unit.
The idea. Randy Manroot's on the list there. You got to figure out which one of these guys is not an actual porn star. I'll give you 4 options. By the way, if you don't have the Odyssey app, download it now. It's absolutely free. Then Monday through Friday, we head on over for more Men's Room. It is an adult segment. Of course, the language is a little bit more colorful because we're not under the same rules as we are here when we're on the air at KISW and the FCC. So keep in mind, it's an adult only segment of the show. No kids in the area if you could. But if you haven't downloaded yet, just download the Odyssey app. Search for the Men's Room Happy Hour channel. That goes live Monday through Friday at 6 here as we get more Men's Room for you. What else do we have today? Oh, we have the game known as Big Dummy.
Oh.
It's Team Sober versus Team Not Sober. And what an easy game it is to play. We'll spin the category wheel. And from there, you try to get as many right as possible there. Maybe 1, maybe 2. Our biggest dummy got 10. And that's a new big dummy. That would be Zach. So you are incorrect.
I was incorrect.
Zach is our new biggest dummy.
So I can take Skylar, Noah, Richard, James, and Scott off the list.
Yeah, we got a new champion. If that's what you want to call it. But either way, there you go.
I think that's the right word. I'm hoping we get a new one. Taking a different tack today.
Okay.
Just miss all you want.
And as you know, we play Big Dummy. We like to do a little Men's Room poll. Now, last week we asked you could have one free thing for the rest of your life. Your choices would be alcohol, airfare, cable and internet, or free gas for the rest of your life. We always put the poll, if you follow us on Twitter, Men's Room Live up there. Here's how the voting shook down. Coming in at number 4 was cable internet with 11% of the votes. One thing you wanted free for life, 11% of you said, yeah, I'll take the free cable internet. Coming in at number 3 at 15%. Shockingly enough, alcohol.
That was 3, huh?
Alcohol was 3rd. That was my pick. Number 2 was gas at 35%. Overwhelmingly, at 39%, the majority of you said, if I could have anything free for life, I'll take the airfare. If you can just take care of the airfare, I'll figure everything else out.
Right. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So today on our poll, this is an interesting thing, speaking of poll, researchers at the University of Georgia, they went around and they asked 400 people to name the biggest ass that they know. Mm-hmm. The biggest ass. They found most of them were able to answer this question pretty quickly.
Oh, sure.
This part is amazing, though. A full half of the asses that people mentioned fell into one of 3 categories.
All right.
An old boss.
Mm-hmm.
We have one of those.
That's where my mind goes.
An estranged family member.
That's another one where my mind goes, sure.
Or an ex. They also found middle-aged men are more likely to be asses than any other demographic. The most common ass traits listed were they are manipulative, they are irresponsible, aggressive, and entitled were mentioned a lot too. So was the main one, knowing that your behavior annoys people, knowing that you are in fact an ass, and not caring one bit. Mm-hmm. That is the major trait of being an ass. So today on our Men's Room poll, it's quite simple. We're going to ask you, Who is the biggest ass you know? And we've got 4 fun categories. We have a friend, we have a family member, we have a coworker, and we have a neighbor. Now, there are a few things here that you can control, a few things you can't. If you have a family member and they're an ass, can't do much about that. If you go to family events, more than likely, to try to avoid them, but every once in a while they're going to show up. Now, a friend, that's up to you. That means you can tolerate their assness. You understand that
you might generally like them. You just know they're an ass.
Yes. A coworker, that's going to be tough because, as you know, if you work with somebody
That's
and they're
not
an ass,
tough.
you're going to have to deal with it one way or another. And you deal with that more than sometimes a family member.
That's true.
Because you see coworkers every single day. You have to interact on getting stuff done together, which is sometimes problematic anywhere, let alone at work. And number 4, that would be your neighbor. And I don't know if you really want to move right now, if you checked out the cost of housing in the Seattle area as far as rent, as far as owning a home, whatever the deal is. Yeah, you could move. You're going to spend more money and get less of whatever it is. And you're going to be farther away from where you want to be.
Right.
So our choices on the biggest ass you know: friend, family member, coworker, or neighbor.
I think it's tough, too. There's definitely people, like, some people I would categorize, I know, as like, yeah, that guy's a jackass. But, like, they're not mean about it. Whereas, like, there's other people where I'm like, that guy's just an a-hole.
Right. It depends on the kind of ass that bugs you most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And trust me, I want to tell you this, guys, right off the bat. The poll was about the biggest a-hole you know.
Right.
Now, as far as the FCC is concerned, we cannot say those 2 words together. Mm-hmm. So when you're calling the program today, you can't say ass and then that next word. You can say hole. All right? Mm-hmm. You can say ass. You cannot put those 2 together for any reason whatsoever. That's just the way the rules are. We don't make the rules. We just have to follow them here on the program, so just know that going in.
And it has to be somebody that you know. Not know of, it's somebody that you know.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Someone you have to interact. I like someone here says, I'm the biggest ass I know. It's easier this way.
There you go.
Right. Middle-aged man.
Middle-aged man.
Yeah. I mean, look, they're not wrong about that.
No, that's right. If you're the biggest a-hole, you know, right. Everyone else is tolerable.
That you know. Right. Exactly, Mike. That you know. Not who you think. Will Smith. No. Right. Do you know Will Smith?
I mean, if you do,
okay.
then okay.
Maybe if you think he's an ass.
I bet you Chris Rock says that.
I would say that most of the time that he's probably a pretty decent guy. He had one ass moment, but he's probably decent most of the time, right? Either way, there's our poll. Who is the biggest ass you know? Friend, family member, coworker, or neighbor? And if you happen to follow us there on Twitter at Men's Room Live, the poll's up and running.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Are you having a fun time with it, or people?
I am.
People still being decent today?
No. Well, like one guy, he just said, "Are we talking about the biggest ass, like physically?"
Oh,
or jackass?
no. Well, that's
so I said, just read it again out loud,
or a-hole.
And he said,
there you go.
"Touche."
Yeah.
So there is decent people on Twitter.
There we go.
But on that note, of the people you know personally, just among us, who has the biggest ass you know?
Who has the?
Not necessarily gorgeous, just the biggest.
Well, I mean,
ass
it
that
depends from the proximity point of the rest of their body.
Right. Generally, that's how that works. If their ass looks particularly big, because you can be thin and have a giant ass, and that ass looks bigger than somebody who weighs 300
That's
pounds.
what I'm saying.
But if you weigh 300 pounds, sometimes you see someone who still has the ass of a 500-pounder.
I can. Right now, I could be sitting at a certain bar in Dewey Beach, and she was an awesome bartender.
All right.
And she was probably probably like in her 50s. And I don't know how to explain it, though. Like, her butt was just massive.
Right.
like to the point of, like, you kind of joke and, like, not anything sexual, but just, like, it was like a ledge. Like, you could just put cocktails on it.
Well, like your old neighbor. I mean, compared to the way his body was built, his ass was bigger.
I know, but he's really trimmed up down in L.A. I don't know if he still has the butt.
No, I guarantee you, if he still has one thing, he'll still have the butt. He might be skinny.
Well, and I always say, my buddy Josh growing up, we used to call him Bubble.
Because he had a huge ass?
Right, you met him back in the day. Like, he wasn't fat or anything. He was a college baseball player. He just had a bubble butt.
Like Kirby Puckett.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you look at, like, the proximity, just as far as the way someone's built, not that they're big, but Cool Keith, he's got a big ass for a guy. You know what I mean? I mean, it's bubbly compared to the rest of his body.
Oh, yeah. He's got a huge
guys
ass.
with a ledge, guys with their butt coming back. You know what I'm saying? I got a flat ass, so it doesn't do anything. But he's kind of, you could sit your beer on his ass.
Yeah, I got a wide butt. But I don't know if it sticks out.
But that's different.
Yeah.
Some people have a wide ass and it goes back, and you're like, that is a big ass.
But that's not where we're going today. We're talking about the people.
Yeah.
We're talking about the actual personality of the person you know.
Yeah, right. That's how we're doing it.
And don't get confused here. If we're doing that to you, that's on ours. That's our bad. All right, the game is Big Dummy 206-421 Rock. Steve, who is our first contestant, ready to play the big game?
Hello, Sydney. Welcome to the men's room. Hello, Sydney.
Hello, sorry, I had you on mute.
Hola.
Hola.
Sydney, are you sober or not sober?
I'm sober. I'm working right now.
Don't let that stop it.
Yeah. Okay, Sydney.
Who's the biggest ass you know? Is it a friend, a family member, a coworker, or a neighbor?
Definitely a family member.
A family member.
That didn't take long.
A close family member?
Well, it's my stepdad.
Oh, your stepdad?
Back to the middle-aged guy.
What makes him so terrible?
I think he was done having kids by the time he met my mom. They're like 10 years apart. And when they met, I was about 12. And so I think he was just sour about that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, you know when someone doesn't want you. I mean, even a kid, you know someone doesn't really want you to be
Especially the
around
kid.
that much. You know what I mean?
When you don't want kids, then the kid definitely knows that the adult doesn't want him around. All right, Sydney, here is your question. How many players are on a standard volleyball team? Not beach volleyball, standard volleyball.
On the team itself?
Yes.
Or like
playing at one given time.
On the court.
On the court, yes.
6.
Damn.
Good. God, one and done. I started out okay there.
I only know that because there's two types of volleyball: beach volleyball and 6-man.
Yeah, that's it. Right? Mm-hmm. You watch any of that during the Summer Olympics, man?
I watched a little bit of it.
I started getting into the women's volleyball team. They started crushing it. I'm like, I cannot believe how much of this is mine.
That's why you got.
You ever seen the collegiate stuff?
Everyone, and I realize if it's on, I get sucked into it.
Yeah.
Like, my God, I'm watching volleyball. Hello, Jim. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hola. Jim, are you sober or not sober?
Sober.
Sober, Jim. Welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, Jim, who's the biggest ass you know? Is it a friend, a family member, a coworker, or a neighbor?
Co-worker, no doubt.
You still working with him?
Fortunately, yeah. No, thank you.
All right, good for you. I'm glad you got out of that.
How long did you have to work with this other person?
2.5 years.
And why do they not work there anymore?
Well, they were not only an anus, they were also a thief.
Oh, okay.
Well, that goes. How about that?
That sounds like a James Bond movie, The Anus and the Thief.
I want to be the anus.
Yeah. I was cast as the anus.
Huh.
All right. Here is your question. How many feet are in 1 fathom?
Whoa. I'm going with 36 feet.
So if I said I can fathom something, it must have 2 different meanings as well.
Absolutely.
Right, because that's a measurement in water.
It is a measurement in water.
I'm going to say it's 12 feet.
It is
6?
6 feet.
All right.
You went 6 fathoms deep there,
So I'm a
Jim.
fathom.
You are 1 fathom tall.
I'm 1 fathom.
I am approximately 1/10 the length of an average female sperm whale. Thank you, Baltimore Aquarium, for sharing that with me. That said, you never forget that stat once you hear it. In other words, in case you're wondering, I was 6'4". That's the easier way of saying it.
I'm not even a fathom.
You're not even a fathom?
No.
How close are you to a fathom?
I mean, in the program, I'm 5'10".
Right, in the program,
probably more like
5'9".
So I said 5'9.5".
Also, the older you get, the more you shrink.
Yeah, that's true.
So a fathom is 6'4"?
6 feet. 6 feet.
Oh, 6 feet. Okay, good. Because, I'm over a fathom. I'm good.
How tall are you?
6'5".
Tell people I'm 1 fathom and 5 inches.
You're taller than Steve is. You're taller than Steve is.
But still approximately 1/10 the length of the average female sperm whale. Now you know that about yourself, Jim. You're welcome.
Wow. Thank you for that knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sleep better.
I know you will.
Spread it well.
He doesn't need a new mattress. He just needed to know that. All right, Jim, here's your question. Brown versus the Board of Education ended what in public schools?
That would be segregation.
There you go.
You are correct,
Oh,
sir.
man, people are on fire today. Let's do it.
So far.
Yeah, only done 3 questions.
Hello, Scott. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, Visualis.
Hola.
Scott, are you sober or not sober?
I'm sober. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, we are too, man. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a real good time. Scott, our men's room poll. Who's the biggest ass you know? Is it a friend, family member, coworker, or neighbor?
Definitely my best friend.
Best friend.
That's what I'm saying. And I have a theory. Your best friend, I would say, look, you go to the bar. If you go to the bar with a good friend, you get drunk, something goes down, someone's about to beat your ass, or the cops have been called on you. A good friend talks to the cops and gets you out of the situation, or calms the situation, all right? Your best friend gets in the fight with you and goes to jail with you. Chances are they're an
he's got a mouth like you guys, and he's always had my back.
Scott, does your significant other hate his guts?
No, she hates his wife's guts.
Oh, that's even better. That's got to be fun. Can you guys
That's
even
awesome.
get together?
That we don't have to go out and do that for that.
Thank God he lives in San Francisco.
Ah, okay, that helps. That helps. So if you go to visit him or he comes to visit you, is it just guy to guy, or do the wives have to survive each other?
So we went down there about a full year ago, and they met. They went out. By the end of that time, they hated each other's guts, and him and I met up like for the next 2 days on our own.
Wow. Okay. Good times. Good times.
They won't talk to each other.
What was their problem with
Even
each
online.
other? What was their problem with each other?
They're both strong-willed, and neither would admit the other one was wrong, or they were wrong.
I see.
So.
Okay.
Inevitably, they'll be friends. All right. Here's your question, multiple choice. The United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, or Greece? The rate of childhood obesity is highest in what country? So U.S., Canada, UK, or Greece?
Let's go with England, please.
I'll say U.S.
I would have guessed the U.S. That is incorrect.
Greece.
UK would have been my next guess, just based on people I've seen. Greece. So maybe
what was all that Mediterranean diet
that
talk?
was my first thought. Like, maybe you don't want to do the Mediterranean diet, because to them, that's just their diet. But yes, childhood obesity.
Maybe it's because calories are cheap.
More feta, Mom.
Well, that's a good. He's right there. Right?
Or
Calories.
you might be importing a a lot of stuff from the U.S.
Well, you would say right, and they've had tough economic issues, right?
That is a good point.
But I'm with you. I forget which country it is in the Middle East, but they
like potato chips or something started showing up there.
They introduced American fast food, right? But when you have a Islamic culture, like nobody drinks or anything, so that's like the thing. You go out on Friday night, Saturday, and get fast food. Now they got diabetes.
Yeah, I mean seriously,
I'm not even kidding. It's just like wow,
that's how the game is played. All right, here is your question, multiple choice once again. Amazon, Facebook/Meta, the Dutch East India Company, or General Motors? What's the most valuable company in world history?
Probably Dutch East India Company.
Yeah.
Just put this into perspective.
Very
The
good.
Dutch East India Company. It was worth the equivalent of $7.9 trillion in today's money.
That was the spice trade, correct?
Spice trade, and they got some other stuff, but yeah, think about that. In today's money, $7.9 trillion.
More Big Dummy on the way. 206-421-ROCK.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Men's Room Original Ale is back. The original. The very first beer the Legion Brewery ever made for us, man. Mm-hmm. We got some good news. As the Mariners got a win today, they are headed home. If you're going down to T-Mobile, the beer will be available at the ballpark.
That's right.
Get yourself a bag of nuts and a Men's Room beer. What's better than that? And don't forget, of course, a portion of the net proceeds to the brand new beer go to our 3 Fisher House locations. So our friends there are really appreciative of your support. You guys have been doing it for over 10 years, and we thank you for that. So
absolutely.
If you happen to see the beer out there, give it a shot. If you've not tried the new beer, it is tasty and it is delicious. All right, the game is a Big Dummy, 206-421-ROCK. Steve, who is our next contestant, ready to play the big game?
Hello, Danny. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hello.
Hola. Danny, are you sober or not sober?
I'm sober.
Sober, Danny. Welcome to the program. All right, Danny. Our Men's Room poll. Who is the biggest ass you know? Is it a friend, a family member, a coworker, or a neighbor?
I would have to say it would be a family member.
Family member.
Mm-hmm. Is it someone that you have to interact with regularly?
No, it's kind of like a brother-in-law.
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 Brother. Yeah. You're racist.
He's black, but he's a lawyer. Brother-in-law.
That is just the worst setup of all time. He's black, but he's actually a
lawyer. Brother-in-law.
Can you believe it?
You didn't see that coming, did you?
Or a cop.
He's not the criminal. He's the attorney.
Right? He's the DA.
Breaking new ground on CBS. One day we're going to get that show on the air.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it for 15 years. I'm telling you, one day it's going to happen.
Who represents you?
Wakanda.
You know,
Yeah,
right? You know who represents me.
No. All right, here's your question. Multiple choice. Hobo, tramp, or bum?
By definition, which only works when they have to? So hobo, tramp, or bum?
Hobo.
Tramp?
It is, in fact, a tramp. By definition,
a hobo is somebody who just jumps on a train to get a free ride, right?
Hobos travel to find work.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they're on the train looking for work. When they find work, they're like, right, quote unquote, bums do not work at all. So that guy that's been resting on your sofa for the last 7 months, telling you the next big thing's coming, he's bum. And then a tramp works when they need to work. Now
Which is not the worst way of looking at it.
I think most people are tramps.
Yeah.
I have bills, therefore I go to work.
If they give you the day off, you take it.
That's right. I'm a tramp. I'm okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess we all are tramps.
Yeah.
Tramps for the man.
Yeah, I'm a man tramp.
Yeah.
All right, your question. Who played the role of Wayne God damn it. Who played the role of Wayne Zelensky in the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
I have no idea.
Is that Rick Moranis?
Yeah.
Moranis. His last name, it translates to Big Rectum. Rick Moranis, yeah.
I'll have to remember that for Dirty Big Dummy. Moranis.
Moranis.
Hope Moranis.
Yeah. All right. Your question, what sporting legend is nicknamed the Great One?
Babe Ruth?
Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky.
Get you that stuff Gretzky skates on.
Question 4, Danny.
Talking about ice, diamonds, Mike.
All right, question number 4 for you. What does an entomologist study?
Rock.
Diseases?
Nope. Insects.
I thought like a couple of years ago, or like last year, everybody all of a sudden, wasn't that the joke? Like everybody's an entomologist now?
Epidemiologist?
All right.
Epidemiologist. Oh, by the way, this comment comes in. When the F are they bringing the red back? Some of us like real beer. Okay, my suggestion then is drink a different beer. Yeah. I mean, most bars you go to, they're going to have more than one selection. So if you don't like the original ale, we're sorry you don't. But good news, great news. I can't believe your parents didn't share this with you. You got other options.
Silver City.
To drink a different beer.
Silver City has a great red.
They do. They have a very good one. All right, your question. The
Aubrey?
What?
Aubrey?
Aubrey?
Yeah.
Aubrey. Yeah. Well done. The asteroid belt lies between what two planets? The asteroid belt.
Mars and Earth?
You got one of them right. You got Mars.
And Jupiter.
And Jupiter. All right, hey, at least you know the order of the planets. See, as a teacher, I give you the half credit on that one.
Danny, question 6.
All right, number 6 for you, Danny. What is the common name for solid carbon dioxide? You've heard of this before. You're familiar with it. You've seen it.
Just don't touch it.
Don't touch it, right.
Methane?
What did you guess?
I don't know. Methane?
Dry ice?
It is, in fact, dry ice.
I don't know.
That's all right, at least you're guessing, man. Yeah. That's all we ask.
It's the ice without the wet.
That's right. Like my old girlfriend. All right, your question. Dry ice. Very cold. No moisture, you know.
It's a problem.
Lot of smoke and mirrors.
I'm not saying it's not a problem. It's a problem.
Right? Would burn your flesh when you touched it.
Don't touch it. All right, your question. Captain Crunch's flagship is named for what fish?
After a fish?
It is a type of fish.
Yes. I only know it from Captain Crunch during birthdays.
Mm-hmm. Ahoy! Climb aboard.
Shark?
It's a guppy, isn't it?
It is the USS Guppy.
Also, he's American. Great.
You want to be a guppy puppy.
All right, Danny, question 8, which is weird because the United States does not have a lot of famous, captains. It seems to go more back in time to European, like Captain Cook, As far as explorers are
Yeah, because most captains now, I mean, are actual
pirates, yes.
Well, pirates, sure.
I mean, honestly, our most famous captains are probably the dudes from the Deadliest Catch.
You know what? You're right.
And Captain Stubing.
And from the Love Boat. Hey, he's famous. You know who he is, right?
I mean, yes.
Captain Crunch, Captain Stubing, and the Catch.
We got a couple.
Yeah. What about Captain from Captain and Tennille?
There's another one.
Mm-hmm. All right, your question. What is Ozzy? Look, there's not a lot of captains, bro.
Does he count? I feel like he just threw on that hat and said,
I know.
I'm a captain.
He did, but we know him as Captain. Not even the Captain. Like, his name, just Captain.
All right, well, then Christian Pulisic.
Oh, all right. All right, here's your question. What is Ozzy Osbourne's real first name?
Oh, Jonathan.
Wow.
Nice
well done.
That's too easy.
And he just went by John.
I had no idea.
I didn't either. Like, I saw the question. I'm like...
Is Osborne his real last name?
Yes.
Okay.
So he was Jonathan Osborne.
Big Dummy!
Oh, let's say hello to Steve. Steve, welcome to the men's room.
Hey, hola, becholas.
Hola. Steve, welcome to the program. Are you sober or not sober?
Oh, I'm not sober.
All right, Steve, welcome to the show. Okay, Steve, our men's room full.
So, what you got?
Who's the biggest ass you know? Is it a friend, a family member, a coworker, or a neighbor?
Does me count?
You're not really an option unless you're a friend of yourself.
Neighbor.
Neighbor. All right. What's the big problem with the neighbor?
Well, I like to have a bonfire, and they don't like it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
You don't live in an apartment, do you?
No, I got a house, man.
They get mad when I have this fire out here.
We just got to explore all options.
Look at Ted. Ted's like, oh, yeah, apartment.
By the way, someone says Captain Morgan.
Good call.
Captain Morgan was not from the U.S., though.
Now,
most rum is from the Caribbean.
Yeah. Right. Captain Morgan was not from the U.S.
He was from Jamaica, man.
I think the captain was actually from Puerto Rico. He might be American.
Puerto Rico, yeah. My daughter's half Puerto Rican, so...
I think that's Puerto Rican rum.
All right, here is your question. Instead of spark plugs, what type of plugs start a diesel engine?
Glow plug.
One and done for the big bad brain on
I was going to say, Mike, you better know that.
Nice job. How often do you have to replace those? What's the difference between that and a spark plug?
I haven't had to replace it yet. So
you don't have any idea?
I have no damn clue. One of these times, man. You guys got to get a phone call.
I would never even have known that much.
We got to put.
I didn't know.
I got to put the best stuff in. I got to get my glow plugs done.
And a shocker, Steve was wrong. Captain Morgan was actually a Welsh privateer.
Okay.
Of the Caribbean, Sir Henry Morgan.
Yeah. And a privateer.
What about Admiral?
That's a nice way of saying pirate.
But isn't it a pirate that gets sanctioned by a government to be a pirate?
Yes, they do have that.
Right. So, like, if you were an English pirate, I don't know, the Spanish Armada.
The HBO show I'm watching.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
What are you watching?
Something about a flag. I can't remember.
It's not a documentary. Yeah. It's a comedy.
It's a comedy.
But he still learned something, Ted.
It says privateer is an armed ship owned and officered by private individuals holding a government commission and authorized for use in war, especially in the capture of enemy merchant shipping.
Yeah, so a pirate where the government says, hey, we'll pay you if you can go do this for us.
Yeah, we're at war with them, so go steal their stuff.
Right, that's exactly it. All right, your question. There's no one here.
Yes.
I'm like, we're not talking to anybody. Hello, Tim. Welcome to the men's room.
Tim?
Yeah.
Hola.
Tim, are you sober or not sober?
I am currently working on not sober.
Currently working on not sober. Okay, Tim.
Couldn't tell.
All right, our men's room poll. Who's the biggest ass you know? Is it a friend, a family member, a coworker, or a neighbor?
Well, since it can't be me, I'm going to go with a friend.
You have a friend. Okay. Well, you travel in pairs.
All right there, Tim. Here's your question. Who was the only one of the 6 main characters on Friends to not get married at any time?
Once again, bedroom.
Even when you whisper, we can hear you.
You can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and Please keep those words in mind when calling. Now, back to the program.
All right, there, Tim, your guess.
I don't know anything about Friends. Let's go with Ross.
Hey, there we go.
Joey?
Was back Joey.
Yeah.
All right, your next question. According to literature, who has a heart 2 sizes too small?
Not a clue. Me.
The Grinch? The Grinch.
Oh, Grinch. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Literature. That messed it up.
You said books, man. Messing with my brain.
Even when I was a kid, I didn't read.
All right, your question. Multiple choice. Bow ties, corkscrews, wagon wheels, or shells. Rotelli pasta is in what shape?
Bow ties.
Wagon wheels. Wagon wheels.
Oh, God.
What is it? For fall, it's the bow ties. Yeah, and that's the only one I know. Shells are just called shells. Do they have a name?
They're just shells.
So even the tiny, they're just shells. All right.
I feel like that they always come stuffed.
Not all.
Oh,
you
you're
can
talking
buy
about
the
the big
smaller
ones?
ones.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, the stuffed ones, I'm down with stuffed shells, man.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. It's like anybody just like boiled some up. Like, I'm just eating the big shells.
Put a big tab of butter in there and just suck it out. Yeah.
All right.
Butter.
Your question, in what city does the running of the bulls take place?
Running of the bulls. God.
Do you know the country?
It's in Spain.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
No, God, Spain.
I mean, it's the only reason I've ever even heard of this city. If they didn't have the running of the bulls, I would not.
Is it, God, what is the word? It starts with a P.
Starts with a P.
You're there.
Yep.
Populano or something.
Judges.
Apollonia? It's close enough.
It's Popolona. You know, I'm going to give it to you.
Tim, there you go. There's your big victory for the day. Nice job. All you had to do is guess and get close.
Yeah.
Big Dummy is a game. 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Alex. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Alex, are you sober or not sober?
I'm sober. I'm delivering packages.
All right.
He's a male gigolo.
I'm bringing the package. All right, our men's room poll, Alex. Who's the biggest ass you know? Is it a friend, a family member, a coworker, or a neighbor?
Oh, that's easy. That's my Aunt Joanne.
She's been there the whole time. Has she been nasty to you your entire life?
She lives in California. She's just nasty every time I go and see her. Every time I go and visit, which is like maybe every 3 or 4 years, she makes me clean her garage and do her dishes and stuff.
Now, when you visit her, are you just visiting her, or is she part of a package deal where you're seeing other family members?
Oh, no, she lives at my grandpa's old house. He passed away, so she lives there.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, here's your first question. What is the state capital of Minnesota?
Minneapolis?
Nope, right next door, St. Paul.
Oh, okay.
Your question, what is the lowest layer of the Earth's atmosphere?
Joey from Friends?
Any guesses?
The lowest layer?
The one we're breathing right now.
Oh, man. It's not the stratosphere, obviously. No. Troposphere?
Troposphere, yes.
Try, dummy.
Tri-tip.
Tri-tip? Is that Tri-tip sandwich, please. The side of cheese curds.
Smoked.
Tri-tip.
That's the atmosphere. The atmosphere is tri-tip.
I can smell it.
I breathe beef. I'm a beef breather.
Yep.
All right. Here's your question. 10% of Canadians visit what southern state every year?
10%.
Yes, 10%.
It's one of two.
Because they don't know any better.
Oh, man.
Well, just think of it this way, Alex. It's really, really cold in Canada in the winter.
Right. So they're trying to go somewhere warm.
They're trying to escape the cold.
Find a beach or two.
A southern state?
Yes. They're definitely going where the sunshine is. Some would consider it a state of sunshine.
California.
Florida. Like I said, they don't know any better.
I wouldn't want to go to Florida.
People in Arizona are going, yeah, are you sure about that?
All right, here's a question for you. Ulysses S. Grant, Rutherford B. Hayes, James Garfield, or William Howard Taft, who was the most recent and last U.S. president with facial hair? They served from 1908 to 1912. So the last time we had a president with facial hair.
I'd be impressed if anyone knew that answer.
That's why I made a multiple choice, because I'm like, who the hell would know?
Grant?
Taft. Miles knew.
Taft was a big man, too.
He was a very big man.
Question number 5, Alex.
All right.
All right, question number 5 for you. What is the proper name for someone from Wyoming?
A cowboy.
Good call, Miles.
That's a...
What's that?
I have no idea. Garth Brooks?
No. So, for an example, if someone from Seattle would be a Seattleite.
From Washington, Washingtonian.
Right.
New York, New Yorker. So
California is a Californian.
So if you're from Wyoming, what is the proper name for someone from Wyoming?
Oh, I know. I was just joking.
That was really funny. Hold on. Wait. Hold. Just give me a second. Okay, wait a minute. I'm just trying to contain my laughter. Okay, go ahead.
A Wyomingian?
Not a bad guess. A Wyomingite.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like the sound of that. All right, your question. What kind of wine accompanies Hannibal Lecter's liver and fava bean dinner?
Can you repeat that?
What kind of wine accompanies Hannibal Lecter's liver and fava bean dinner?
From Silence of the Lambs.
Chianti?
Oh!
I just like the way he said it.
Nice
Let me
work.
have some of that there Chianti. Yeah.
Have you ever had that?
Chianti? I've had human, but I've never had Chianti.
Oh.
Isn't that like the standard wine like all the Italian people would just have?
I thought that was grappa, but maybe not.
No, that's different. That's a digestif, right?
I don't think I ever had. More Big Dummy coming up, 206-421-ROCK.